Hi, welcome back to On the Volley. And yes, I'm back again, and I'm here to talk about that man, Ange Postecoglou. Now, this is my third consecutive video on Ange, and I've had a few comments, not a lot to be totally honest, about people saying, well, why am I doing videos on Spurs? Well, technically I'm not, or technically I suppose I am, but the way I see it, I'm doing a video on Ange Postecoglou, who just happens to be the manager of Spurs. Now, if Ange was the manager of West Brom, Fulham, Leicester City, Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool, I would still have been doing a video on Ange Postecoglou. Regardless, hold on, I'm in the centre of Rome, regardless of who he's managing. I've said this so often, okay? I'm following him, I'm interested in how he's going to progress. Remember, we're talking about a guy that every time he goes to a club, he's just basically, you know, no one has given him the time of day. Okay, everyone has come out and say, well, he's going to foul, he's going to get sacked, okay, right? He's not to standard. And he's proven everybody wrong every time. Now, let's be honest, the EPL, it's the best league in the world. Don't care what anyone says. I think, you know, 90% of the world will agree with me. And it is a major, major test for Ange, especially with the fact that he's managing a team like Spurs, yeah? So, yes, I'm interested, okay? Yes, I will keep doing a video on Ange. I had someone on the last video I did on Ange, he wrote in the comment section, oh, if I keep doing videos on Ange, then he's gonna unsubscribe to our channel. I respect that, that's okay. I don't have a problem with it, you know. If that is how you feel, then, yo, bro, you gotta do how you feel. Just remember one thing, this is a hobby for us, yeah? We don't do it for the money. We don't really earn any money, to be totally honest, okay? So we do it because we love to do it, and that's it, plain and simple. So anyway, let's get back to it, yeah? So what am I here to talk about? Simple. Ange and the January transfer window. Now, us Celtic fans know exactly what his philosophy is, how he deals with, you know, his transfers. I'm not too sure the Spurs fans are aware, yeah? So I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an insight. Now, it goes without saying, yeah, that there's going to be loads of names bandied about, you know, rumours, speculation in the media. Oh, Spurs are buying this guy, or they're interested in this guy. Or, you know, they want this player, they want that player. You are going to get so many names bandied about. Now, apparently, I've already heard that they want some player called Valderrama Lund, Lloyd Kelly, who I think plays for Brentford. I can't even remember, to be totally honest. Santiago Jimenez. But again, Santiago Jimenez, the rumor is that Real Madrid are interested in him. So to be totally honest, if that's true, and, you know, it's a choice between Spurs and Real Madrid, we all know where he's going, yeah? Because, let's be honest, no offence to the Spurs fans and all that, yeah? But if I've got to choose between Spurs and Real Madrid, bro, I'm getting Real Madrid, you know what I mean? So, anyway, look, forget all the rumours, forget all the speculation, just wait and see what happens. One thing that the Spurs fans can be, okay, sure of, is that Ange gets his transfers done early. The boy's probably already identified who he wants in, yeah? And the recruitment staff are probably already working on it. He's probably already knocked on Levy's door saying, you know, I want this guy, I want this guy, and I want that guy. Now, it's all about whether or not Levy gives him the backing, and I think he will. I don't see any reason why he doesn't. I mean, just look at what he's done to the team so far. He's bloody transformed them. So Levy would be completely mad not to back Ange Postecoglou. And if there's one thing Levy isn't, it's mad. Might be tight. And to be totally honest, I think that's a little bit harsh on him as well. I don't think he's tight, but he is a very hard negotiator. And I think sometimes he may lose out because he's just a little bit too, you know what I mean, he's not that flexible. But yes, I believe he will back Ange, yeah? So the question then is, how much is he going to give Ange as a war chest, if you like, okay, for the January transfer window? Now, let's not forget, the January transfer window is a very, very strange window, yeah? Because you get teams that, you know, are selling players, and depending on who comes in for them, hold on, told you, in the centre Rome. So there's always going to be a little bit of background noise, you know, my boy's just got on his motor, Reno, and he's making a bit of noise, so he's off. Fuck, where was I? So anyway, Ange, okay, right, he's going to be given a war chest, yeah, and yes, how much is that war chest going to be, I don't know, but the January transfer window, as I was saying, it's a strange window, so, you know, I don't know, I'm Brentford, and I'm selling a player, okay, now if Fulham come in for him, I'll probably, you know, set one price for Fulham. Tottenham come in, and if they're still top of the league, well, you know, that price is going up, son. That price is going up. And you know why? Because I'm saying to myself, well, hold on a second. You're top of the league. You want a challenge. You need this player. Okay. So I'm going to increase the prices. It is what it is. So sometimes in January, you have to make a decision. Do you want to overpay for a player because you really need him? Or do you say, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do without him. I don't know which way it's going to go. Then you also have the other side, yeah? And what do I mean by that, yeah? Yeah, he could be given a war chest, okay? But Ange, okay? And this is where I always say that it's very similar, okay, in a lot of ways to Arsene Wenger. Ange manages to unearth gems that cost practically next to nothing, which is the same thing Arsene Wenger used to do. And, you know, I can just chuck out a few names there. What's the name? Anelka, Adebayor, you know, and that's just two names that I've put out there, yeah. There are loads more. And yes, there were some dodgy ones as well. And just done exactly the same thing. You go and look at Celtic, you probably don't know some of the players in Celtic, yeah, but he's got Rio Hatate, Kyogo Furuhashi, Matt O'Reilly, all players that are destined to go and play in the Premier League, yeah? Sooner or later, probably sooner. So I have a feeling, yeah, that the transfer window for Ange may be made up of one or two marquee signings and two or three gems that he unearths, yeah? You know, don't quote me on that. I'm just talking about historically what he's done. Although marquee signings in Celtic, there wasn't really any marquee signings, but that is because of the budget restraints they has. I don't know what the budget is going to be at Spurs. I don't know how much Daniel Levy's going to give him. It's definitely going to be more than what he had at Celtic. And I can say that with all confidence because just look at the fact that they brought in James Maddison. That was a marquee signing, and that was a fantastic signing for them. You know, just watching James Maddison play speaks for itself. Now, I've said, don't listen to the rumours and speculation. Do what I do. Just wait. When he gets signed on the dotted line, then you know that's your player. And you normally know, okay, you know, closer to the signing date, yeah? So, that's that on the rumours and speculation. But there is one rumour and speculation going around at the moment, which I believe could become a reality. And that's getting Jota from El Ittihad, yeah? In Saudi Arabia, okay? I do believe it's Saudi Arabia. Now, Jota, you probably haven't heard of him. You know, if you don't follow Celtic, you know, you just follow your Premier League team, you know, whether it's Spurs, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Man U, whether it's Liverpool, you probably haven't heard of this player. Let me tell you something. This player is young and he's class. Now they're talking about, you know, Ange bringing him in on loan because he got bought by El Ittihad to go and play for them. What's happened is he's not in the squad because apparently they're allowed only 8 foreign players, yeah, and allowed 8 foreign players, but Jota doesn't fit into the equation of the 8 players that they want in there, which I find ridiculous because you're talking about a player that is class, man. He's class. And you can turn around and say, well, how's he class? He's only proven it in Scotland. It doesn't count, yeah? Doesn't count. Yeah, so Kieran Tierney, Virgil van Dijk, okay? Yeah, you can turn around and say, yeah, well, that's only 1 or 2. Well, he's going to be 3. That's all I'm saying. I'll be honest with you. If we could get Jota back at Celtic on loan, we'd all be happy. Because at the moment he's left a void. We got some new players in. Will any of them fill that void? We don't know. It's too early to say. But it would be a great signing, okay, for Spurs. And I believe that he would jump at the chance to go and play for Ange. Now, you have a stumbling block there, though, yeah? I think Jota makes, 25 million a year. Tax-free, if I'm not mistaken. 25 million. So his wages, Spurs can't fucking cover that. Do you know what I mean? Now, you do have Al Ittihad that are fucking loaded. They could probably send out Jota on loan just so that he's getting playing time, yeah? And still pay him. So that Spurs might not even have to subsidise any of his wages. Look, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know what the deal's going to be. But what are they going to do? They're going to take a 24-year-old, player of the class of Jota and just leave him to rot? No, you can't do that. So, and I tell you what, I don't think it'd be accepted either. Do you know what I mean? By anyone. It won't be accepted by Jota. It won't be accepted by his agent. Okay, it won't be accepted by them as well because he also wants to break into the national team. So, you know, at his age, he can't just sit around and rot. So, something has to give. Now, if they're going to give him out on loan and he goes to Spurs, then, or hopefully comes back to Celtic, although I don't think that will happen, then I think that would suit both parties, especially if Al Ittihad, cover his wages. Or the team that has him on loan pays a nominal amount. I can't really explain how good Jota is. I don't want to convince anyone. Just make sure that you do understand one thing about Ange Postecoglou. Like I said, he may get 1 or 2 marquee signings in, but he will get in some players who you've never fucking heard of. Just be sure about one thing, yeah? If he brings in players that you've never heard of, and they're up to the level of some of the players that he brought in for Celtic, you're sorted. You're sorted because Ange has an eye for players. And he will only bring in players that fit into his system and his philosophy of football. I had another one of the guys that comments on my vids, yeah. He turned around and basically said that Ange will get in players that will come off the bench, substitute, take the place of another player, and it'll be as if nothing has changed because every player he gets will have the same philosophy, the same style of play, and will fit into Ange's system. And that is exactly what happened when he was at Celtic. So, look, you're in good hands when it comes to transfers because one, he'll get it done early. He doesn't wait to the last minute, you know. He doesn't do last minute transfers to pacify and placate the fans. He doesn't give a fuck about that. He wants his transfers done in early so he can work on the players and try to get them to adapt and fit into his system ASAP. You can't ask for any more than that. You cannot ask for any more than that. Anyway, so look, I'm just going to repeat something which I say all the time, yeah? You're in good hands with Ange Postecoglou. And this time next year, the beginning of the next season, by the start of the next season, I think you're going to see a complete change in your team, especially your starting 11. A lot of the players that are there today won't be there tomorrow. And as you can see, Ange is very ruthless. Lloris and Dyer are testament to that, yeah? And it won't stop there. So listen, make the most of him like you got, while you got him, like I've always said. He stays an average of 2-3 years, normally an average of 3. And I've said it, I'm going to keep saying it, as much as I hate it, he will bring you boys trophies. Anyway, that's it from me, Shah. I'm out.